Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Congregation Beth Israel in Houston. Live streaming is here for you. I'm delighted that we can share the Shabbat together, sharing beautiful prayers, inspiring music, and an important message. As the week continues and Shabbat begins, please accept my very best wishes for good health, much life, and greater peace. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos to each of you. As the Sabbath comes, we express our gratitude to God for all the blessings we've come to know in our life. And on this Memorial Day weekend, we also give thanks for those who have given their lives that we might know freedom, this great nation, and the hope of our future. One of my favorite prayers in a worship service is a prayer of gratitude, a prayer that gives thanks for all that we have come to know. And so without selfishness, we embrace what we've been given and celebrate it. If you'll join me on page 8 in the prayer book, we can begin tonight, before we continue in song, with a prayer of gratitude that helps us to open our hearts and minds to all that we have together. I begin with a prayer of gratitude for all that is holy in my life. God needs no words, no English or Hebrew, no semantics and no services, but I need them. Through prayer, I can sense my inner strength, my inner purpose, my inner joy, my capacity to love. As I reach upward in prayer, I sense these qualities in my Creator. To love God is to love each other, to work to make our lives better. To love God is to love the world God created and to work to perfect it. To love God is to love dreams of peace and joy that illumine all of us and to bring that vision to life. And now let's turn to page 20 as we welcome the Sabbath into our lives, the Sabbath peace into our hearts. Page 20, Lecha Dodi.
Shabbat, Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Ishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shemo Shabbat, lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh, kamashvat Ateret balav, gam l'simcha u'soholam, toch emunei hamsegulam, boi chalav, boi chalav. Ya la 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 Chadori. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekamela. Ya la 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 Chadori. Ya la 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 likrat kala. Ya la 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 b'nei Shabbat. B'nei Shabbat nekamela.
And now in our prayer books, page 2 and 3, we prepare to kindle the lights of Shabbat. It's a pleasure to invite Joanne Levy to lead us.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Continue on page 28 as we rise now for our call to worship Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya lai la lai, ya lai lai, ya lai 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 la lai. Ya lai la lai, ya lai la lai, ya lai 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 lai.
Page 31, together at the top. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way in which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Page 33, responsively. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol.
All these things are
And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. Then this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Ye'od Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anuchi mitzavecha hayom halevavecha Vishinantam levanecha, vedibarta bam, veshivtecha baveitecha, ulechtecha vaderech, uvishochbecha, uvekumecha, ukshartam leot aliadecha, veayu letotavot, beineinecha, uchtavtam, al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru basitem et kol mitzvotai vitem gedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher otzeiti adchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, Lehiod lachem le'Elohim, Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 37, together. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work. Whether you are tired or you are rested, let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all of my mitzvot so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. Adonai, your God. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Leave name Moshe. beit Yaakov, ugelo miyad chazak mimenu. Baruch atah Adonai, Gahal Yisrael.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomrenu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We read in the middle of the page together. The people of Israel shall keep Shabbat, observing Shabbat throughout the ages as a covenant for all time. It is a sign for all time between me and the people of Israel. For in 6 days Adonai made heaven and earth, and on the seventh day God ceased from work and was refreshed.
We continue now with Hatfilah, the central portion of our prayer service on pages 46 and 48. Please rise.
Adonai sifatai tivtach ufiai giteilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu ve'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Agadol Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Dovim, Ve'konei Hakol, Ve'zocher Chastei Avot Ve'imahot, Umevi Gula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Avram, Be'ezrat Sarah.
Page 51, we continue responsively. We pray that we might know before whom we stand, the power whose gift is life, who quickens those who have forgotten how to live. For the winds to disperse the choking air of sadness, for cleansing rains to make parched hopes flower, and to give all of us the strength to rise up toward the sun. We pray for love to encompass us for no other reason save that we are human, for love through which we may all blossom into persons who have gained power over our own lives. Stand upright, we fallen, to be healed, we sufferers. We pray to break the bonds that keep us from the world of beauty. We pray for opened eyes, we who are blind to our own authentic selves. We pray that we may walk in the garden of a purposeful life, our own powers in touch with the power of the world. Praise be the God whose gift is life, whose cleansing rains let parched men and women flower toward the sun. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kedoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha selah. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh. Please be seated. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Page 57 together on the bottom. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levadcha bira na'avod. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulcha na'eh lehodot. Page 61 together at the top. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul. May the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace.
Tasim leolam, shalom rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Ki ata melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata melech adon tasim leolam.
We take a moment now for silent prayer.
Oh, say shalom imroma. Oh, yeah, say shalom aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Ve'imru.
Beautiful music and prayers begin to restore us. Help us to feel the power of God's presence in our life as a source of all that we need. But there are those among us tonight who are still in search of real healing, of real restoration. Tonight especially we are thinking of Susan Pye, Rebecca Risch, Arthur Hamburger, David Suffian, Greg Kellner, Myra Wizig, Susan Krasner, Benjamin Verone, Daisy Diesenberg, Gloria Acker, Evie Thomas, Avi Kisselstein. For them and for all who are dear to us and our families, our circle of friends, we share now Misha Berach, a prayer for their health and well-being. On the back side of your Friday night guide, you'll find the words for our prayer as we join together.
Our Torah portion this week is the last two chapters of the book of Leviticus. And inside we can find an elaborate exhortation of the theology of Leviticus. In essence, God says, "Here are my mitzvot, my commandments. If you diligently follow them, I will provide all that you need: food, health, land, family, and long life. If you do not follow them, I'll still provide for you just an unending life of war, famine, and physical and social ostracism." And to solidify this theology, we read, these are the laws, rules, and instructions that God established between God's self and the Israelite people on Mount Sinai with Moses' assistance. These laws and rules, these mitzvot, are linked directly to the foundational moment of our people at Sinai. And because of this millennia-old link, our tradition teaches that mitzvot are of utmost importance. God compels us to ground ourselves and our lives in Torah. And in doing so, we will discover a path forward in good times and in bad. Throughout the past week, I have been humbled and moved by the thousands of women who have shared their deeply personal stories in interviews with the press and on social media. Using hashtag #YouKnowMe, I was allowed glimpses into painful moments in the lives of women, and in some cases, their partners, who know the unfortunate truth that conception is a miracle not to be taken for granted. Because I am at the age at which I have the blessing of watching many of my friends and family create new life, it was no surprise to me that I know many women who have suffered, often in silence, because of the pain of losing a potential life. I imagine, therefore, that most adults in this room likely know someone, or unfortunately are someone, who lost a child to any number of difficult and traumatic situations. To those of you here or watching on live stream who have found yourself in one of these awful situations, I'm in awe of your courage and strength. And I'm saddened that you've had to learn a pain such as this. I wish for a world without this pain, and I wish for a world that does not stigmatize and demean those who encounter these difficult situations. I know that these most recent laws passed in Alabama, Ohio, Missouri, and more are currently at the forefront of the political discourse for so many. And I know that these political conversations are difficult. There is pain. There is anger. And while the language of some of these bills is novel, the attempt to restrict women's access to health care and to make her own decisions is not. In the last decade, there have been thousands of bills written at various levels of efficacy and understandings of science on this issue. But this is not the time nor place to parse out the individual details of any piece of legislation. If you want to hear a political dissertation on any particular bill, you won't find it here. On Shabbat, we come together as a community in our sacred space. We make time for prayers. We make time for Torah. With our Torah portion's assertion that we should learn and follow God's commandments, I feel compelled to teach how our tradition could inform our thoughts on some of these most difficult issues. And it's my sincere hope on this Shabbat that we bring Torah into our discourse. In a world full of oft-repeated buzzwords and focus group talking points, I believe that our tradition, that Torah, has the ability to be a novel voice, shining light into dark and difficult conversations. I also want to add once more that these are not my thoughts and opinions. The texts I bring to you are purposefully curated to show complexity in our tradition. When we search for a Jewish answer to a difficult problem, a process that our tradition upholds through the segment of Jewish literature that we call responsa, literally responding to a Jewish legal question, there are a couple of ways that you can go about answering a question. Method 1, does Torah and or rabbinic texts already speak directly to a question? And the second method, how can we triangulate an answer based on information found in Torah and in rabbinic texts? The first method is simple. It's easy. Just do a little simple research. With simple research, we can read an exodus of a situation in which a fetus does not have the same worth as a full person. With simple research, we can find that the Talmud has difficult and specific conversations about when a person is liable for the murder of an embryo. With simple research, we can find that our tradition always places the life of the mother ahead of the embryo, no matter the scenario. The Talmud uses a parable of two ships passing in a river that is not wide enough for both at once, forcing one to yield. Talmud teaches us that the fully actualized life of the mother is prioritized over the potential life of an unborn child until the time of birth. The nurturing instinct of burgeoning parenthood must yield to the life of the mother. Maimonides goes so far as to refer to an embryo that endangers the life of a mother as a rodef, a designation in Jewish law of a murderer in pursuit, and we are commanded to stop it. Simple research, an email to a clergy member, or a simple search on any number of Jewish websites, including our own Religious Action Center, can help you find dozens of source sheets to guide your learning on this and dozens of other pertinent issues. The second method of answering a question, creating a rubric, can be more complicated, but offers important insight into how our tradition thinks. For an example, I turn to our Torah portion this week. The final chapter of Leviticus focuses on the concept that human life must be evaluated for the sake of determining an individual's monetary support of the temple treasury. As one commentator summarized it, in this portion, Torah speaks of the holiness inherent in the individual Jew, based on the value of his or her soul. In Leviticus, a person's worth is directly linked to their ability to perform mitzvot, their ability to do God's work in our world. For the sake of answering our question or thinking about this question, by evaluating Torah statements about when an individual becomes responsible for paying their tax, we can create a rubric by which we understand when an individual begins to qualify as an individual. We read that a man between ages 20 and 60 is assessed 50 shekels, and an individual between ages 5 and 20 is assessed 20 shekels. A full-grown adult is more capable of performing mitzvot than a child. As we continue reading, we find that this assessment does not apply until an individual is 1 month of age. Using this rubric grounded directly in Torah, it is possible, although obviously complicated and difficult, to make the case that true personhood doesn't begin until a child has become 1 month in age. Now, this is one rubric, and I imagine many parents would vehemently push back on the idea that their child has no value during the first month of existence. Please do push back. Our tradition thrives on questions and thoughtful inquiry. Jewish thought and legal writing from every movement, Reform, Orthodox, Conservative, Ultra-Orthodox, almost always abides by a different rubric, one that life begins at first breath, based on Genesis 2, where we read that God breathed the breath of life into man. But more importantly, as we look at each text and each rubric, we find an important distinction in our tradition. When matters involve life, when we are at our most vulnerable and need guidance, our tradition dives into the deepest details and evaluates the merits of each individual circumstance. While we can find broad-based concepts that create boundaries, our tradition acknowledges that its values must be taken into careful consideration with the best information that doctors, mental health professionals, clergy, and others provide to the individual. Our tradition asserts its need to remain flexible to the changes of modern life. Its values remain firm. Life comes first, always. Medical procedures cannot be forced nor withheld from an individual who needs them. But an illness or situation that endangered the life of a mother 20 years ago or even 6 months ago may not be so dire for a different woman today. With modern medicine ever advancing, with our views and understanding of mental health ever evolving, our tradition remains grounded in its care for the individual person and the individual situation. Our tradition upholds the right of the individual to make her own decision, grounded in Torah, of course, guided by her medical and mental health needs, and supported by her family, friends, and others. This Shabbat, while my examples pertain to abortion and related issues, I could have given the same message on vaccines, education, fiscal responsibility, any number of important issues that our society encounters on any given day. But this sermon isn't really about abortion per se. It isn't about me or you or us. It is about Torah. Torah is the true gift that keeps on giving. So we cycle through its teachings year after year. We read the same words that guided our parents and our grandparents' generations, and for millennia before them. We read the same Torah that provides material for deep learning, that invites questions no matter how difficult, and inspires lives of deep meaning. While we change from year to year, Torah is constant. On this Shabbat, whether we are here seeking comfort or joy, whether we have had the best week or the worst, I pray that we would turn inward to our thoughts and inward to our tradition. Torah is the laws, rules, and instructions that God established between God's self and the Israelite people on Mount Sinai. And ever since Moses received this great gift, we have been a people enlivened and taught by its ever unfolding blessing. Amen. Please rise.
In our prayer book, please turn to the bottom of page 282 and 287 as we continue with Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tet gdula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kiguye haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot adama, shelo samchelkenu kahem, begor aleinu kechol amonam, panachnu korim, umishachavim umodim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu, v'nemar v'haya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, uvshemo echad.
Page 289. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Sabbath candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty, but soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives, we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. We call to heart and mind those dear ones who departed this life and entered the peace of life eternal. Lovingly we remember Bernie Black, Mark Goodman, Karen Abramson, who were laid to rest in recent days. And we add the memory of those, the anniversary of whose death is observed this Shabbat. And it is our custom in the Gordon Chapel to invite you to rise at your place if you wish, as the name of your loved one is called. Edith Cernay, Helen Diesenberg, Richard Gould, Herbert Stein, Melissa Crawford, Betty Lesser, William Lynn, Aaron Messeroff, Oscar Ratnoff, Max Scheff, H. Ben Taub, Irving Gordon, Eleanor Kretzer, Max Lehman, Benjamin Levin, Richard Marks, Isidore Robinson, Isidore Schaefer, Edith Silver, Marcus Brand, Alfred Livingston, Don Mabry, Lydia Burke, Sabina Block, Henry Kramars, Shirley Dukoff, Francis Glosserman, Sadie Hertz, Rissia Case, Paul Lenski, Summer Martin, Morris Michael, Ernest Schultz, Jack Shanock, Sophie Bagelman, Ida Eisenbaum, Albert Kalman, Edith Kendall, Ann Mayerson, Carl Pintar Sr., Hortense Schwartz, Joan Treisman, Mildred Abrams, Herman Fleischman, Sadie Friedman, Harold Levine, Marcia Pollan, Michael Wallace, Sidney Wallace, Francis Wasserman, Bertha Lutz, Rudy Shackno. In their memory and in their honor, we rise as a congregation as we recite the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yamadi rachute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'galal v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam olam me'amaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yidadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei d'gudashah b'richu, le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, damiram b'yama v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to those who mourn, and comfort to all the bereaved among us, as together we say, Amen. As we have dealt with death as part of life, we turn our attention to Kiddush so that we may sanctify the Sabbath day, the day in which we give thanks to God for all the gifts of life. We'll join Rabbi Scott as she leads us on page 5.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, b'shabbat kodsho v'yavahu ratzon inchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehila l'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol amim, v'shabbat kodshecha ve'avahu ratzon Inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Bruce Levy, and I have the privilege of serving as immediate past president of Beth Israel's Board of Trustees. Tonight, Cantor Trumpeter is celebrating Shabbat at home. Welcome to the confirmation class of St. Stephen's United Methodist Church, who are joining us for Shabbat this evening. After the service, please remain in your seats, and Rabbi Foster will meet with you to answer your questions. Registration is now open for next year's Miriam Browning Jewish Learning Center Religious School program. Early bird tuition rates will end next Friday. Please log on to your member portal on the Temple website for more information. We look forward to welcoming you to our annual meeting on Tuesday, June 4th at 6:30 p.m. Please submit your RSVPs through our website or contact Marcia Gilbert in the Temple office with any questions. After services, I look forward to welcoming all members and guests to Congregation Beth Israel. Please join us for our Oneg Shabbat in the Wolf Tumim Hall. Shabbat Shalom and happy Memorial Day weekend.
This evening, we'll be concluding our service with Ein Keloheinu, words of which can be found on page 322. Please rise. Following our closing benediction, we look forward to greeting you all at our Shabbat Oneg just across the hall in Wolf Tumim Hall. God, on this Shabbat evening, as we turn from one book of your Torah to the next, we think of your important words, hafochba, continue to turn them. And as we do, we will continue to find meaning in them. And when we turn from book to book, we say together the words, chazak, v'nit chazek. As we go from one moment of strength to another moment of strength, we know that you are with us, your Torah is with us, guiding us as we strengthen one another. Shabbat Shalom. Amen.
Thank you for joining us at Congregation Beth Israel in Houston. Sharing Shabbat with you is so meaningful to us. Let's join together again very soon. My very best wishes to you for a good week. Shabbat Shalom.